Welcome to Moving Forward, sponsored by MPW Mocklink TV and Mocklink Internet, online at mpw.org. Each weekday morning, our local talk segment brings you the people who are helping move our community forward. Let's start the show.
I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for tuning in with us here on this Monday. It's great, as always, to be back with you as we kick off the work week. And this is all being brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. Right now, turn it on for $10 off. And when you turn on Mocklink Internet TV and or phone services, you get $10 off each for 3 months. That's a $90 savings on 3 services for 3 months. Details at mpw.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis, and I'm joined by Mr. John Elshoff this morning. Hi, John.
Good morning, Jordan.
How are you doing?
Pretty good this morning.
It has been a little bit since we saw you last because you've actually, if anyone doesn't know, John came in. He was actually helping us run Moving Forward for a while. He was running the cameras and all that kind of fun stuff. So everybody watching on Facebook or YouTube, we say thanks to John for all the time that he spent with us. And then also you're running papers and such. For a while there, too. You got to scoot around in the Vintage Sound car.
Vintage Sound, cruise around town.
Yep, absolutely. Well, John's here to talk about other stuff, though. We're going to talk about yoga. He teaches yoga over at the YMCA, and is it just chair yoga, or do you teach a couple?
I have 2 different classes.
2 different classes.
There's a Hatha class, Hatha 1, and an intermediate Hatha, which are standing mat classes. But primarily the show and the reason for the show today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about a specialty that I have at the Y, and that would be the chair yoga.
Gotcha. What's Hatha mean?
Hatha is a style of yoga of about 12 different styles that came from the Mideast, Asia.
Okay.
Thousands of years ago.
No kidding.
And they've brought Hatha yoga into the United States. The different styles of yoga that are coming in now have all come. They're the American versions.
Yeah, right.
Of the different styles of yoga. There's about 12 different styles and disciplines in yoga that you get involved in.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about chair yoga. What is it?
Chair yoga. I first became involved in chair yoga about 2 years ago. From my teaching yoga at the Y, I found out about a yoga festival that was held in the Quad Cities in Rock Island 2 years ago. And chair yoga was shown. There was a lady that was there from Western Illinois, that's a certified yoga teacher that practices and has a clinic in Illinois, and I took a workshop training session from her. And what I learned about chair yoga, how it can help someone that's looking for a way to get into a little more health. It's not physical therapy at all. Chair yoga is designed for people that have certain physical restrictions. They may have hip injury, they've had hip surgeries, knee surgeries. They cannot move up and down, get comfortable on the floor. They have difficulty coming in. So the yoga teacher that I took the workshop from showed me how to incorporate yoga poses with the chair so that people that have these physical limitations can actually still maintain a regimen of exercise. And like I say, it's not really physical therapy, and it follows most of the yoga practices. Most of the yoga poses that we use are strictly yoga poses, but we incorporate the chair.
Gotcha.
And just basic chair movement, like yoga and the practice that I teach with Hatha yoga, I emphasize lower back because I'm also a back patient. I had back surgery. And yoga practice after my back surgery helped me after my physical therapy and so forth also. And you can use a chair. I recommend people that do a lot of sitting, office people and so forth, try chair yoga too, because I can teach specific exercises that people can do in their office in a normal routine, day-to-day life, sitting on the floor, putting the feet down on the floor, standing, or not standing tall, but sitting nice and erect. Posture is important. And then also your spinal alignment, because through exercise and through yoga, what I emphasize is increasing the distance and the space in the lower lumbar and the vertebrae in the lower back, and lengthening that space, sitting taller, becoming more erect. That's taking all the pressure off the lower back people that have backaches and people that start developing any kind of pain in the lower hips. The compression of normal day-to-day life, walking, running, people that walk, run, jog, if they don't spend any time becoming flexible, doing a little more exercise with the lower back, that spinal compression is what causes your back pain and leads to disc ruptures, herniated discs, things like that. So that's why yoga emphasizes movement of the spine and flexibility in whether it be a standing mat class where you're touching your toes, or you can even do an exercise where you're doing a forward fold, sitting in a chair, touching your toes. That's adding flexibility to the spine. And that's one of the most important things you can do as a preventative maintenance measure, in a health exercise.
Gotcha.
For lower back and health. And then same thing with twists. I could sit here and try to show you twists and things like that, but this is what we do throughout the class. And I can emphasize that. And over the head reaches, stretches, anything where you're moving the spine, moving the body, adding motion, keeps the circulation of the blood and the cerebral fluid through the spine moving constantly. So you don't end up having low back pain and pain in the back and so forth.
That's pretty handy. That is pretty handy.
That's the whole idea.
That's the whole idea behind chair yoga.
And the whole idea behind chair yoga, and we try to incorporate as many of the yoga poses as possible with the chair as a prop. People that want to work on balance, we have a yoga pose called tree pose, which is very popular. See the people standing on one leg with the foot up inside the leg in prayer pose position. Well, you can do the same thing with a chair, because all you have to do is step away from the chair, put the hand on the chair, and you get to do the whole pose.
So you've got a little bit of extra balance while you're holding on to the chair,
balance.
but you're still being able to practice your own balance a little bit too.
Because you're also flexing your hips, and that's a good portion of the benefits of the chair yoga and exercise yoga, is flexibility for the hip. If anybody wanted to know how to increase the circulation in the knees and the joints in the hip, just simply sitting in a chair, taking the foot across the thigh, holding onto the ankle, pressing the knee toward the floor, or then bringing the knee up toward the chest, is a really good sitting hip stretch. And we do that every day in the chair yoga classes. I'll be doing one today at about 10 o'clock at the Y.
Hey, there you go. And I heard you guys had demo week last week.
We had demo week last week. We had a really good turnout. I was really happy with the numbers that I had for the yoga class. I had 11 people on Monday morning at my 1 o'clock. Monday afternoon class had 11. I had another 10 on Wednesday at 10.
Nice.
So and then with the chair yoga, I had 24 people.
Wow.
Total,
24.
and that's pretty nice because most of the classes that I teach are also during the daytime hours. There's so many classes that we offer at the Y. It's really hard to get a night class scheduled. We have an instructor, Sarah, that comes in, and she teaches yoga, the flow, and restorative class at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. But because of the other the classes that we have, and the classrooms, I mean, we have the place filled.
Yeah.
From 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Yeah. Every room is taken with classes.
Someone's brought me in a schedule, I remember, before the last demo week and showed me all of the different classes and like what the actual schedule looked like throughout the week. And it's full. I mean, it's a full calendar.
There's a lot. And,
they stay busy at the YMCA, don't they?
They do. And they were closed yesterday. There's only 4 days out of the week that they actually close during the year. So they're closed Christmas Day, New Year's Day. They closed yesterday for Easter and Thanksgiving.
And Thanksgiving.
The rest of the time we're open.
Dang. Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, that's pretty exciting. So hopefully you see some more folks. This is the first week outside of the demo week. So hopefully you get some return visitors and keep the class moving.
We hope so.
That's what you're hoping for. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, John. Absolutely get out there and can the folks still get signed up at any time for the classes?
Yes.
Yes.
They have yoga specifically. doesn't have like a regular registration. They are having registration for classes that they run for the Y for children's programs, adult programs, and so forth. But yoga is an ongoing class.
This is the kind of thing where they can just jump in at any time when they're ready to come
in.
join.
You don't have to wait for registration. You can come in today. When you come to the Y, there is a fee for yoga at the Y. They can explain that to you at the business desk for members and non-members alike. The benefit of the Y program, too, is if you want to try a class and you're not sure what your schedule is, we mentioned earlier in the program the demo week. Every 5 weeks, we have demo week, which means that anybody, whether you're a member of the Y or non-member, can come in and try any yoga class we have, or not yoga class, any of the fitness classes, swim classes,
everything,
biking,
everything that you guys offer there. Yep.
And that's all free for members.
Yep.
And non-members alike.
Yeah, that's the great thing is it gives people opportunity. Maybe they're not a member at the Y, they can still come in and try a class. Maybe that will drive them to become a member and take the class, or maybe just take the class and not become a member. But it's still just a great way to get folks in the door.
That's right, and it's different disciplines also, you know, because they have the swim classes, the biking classes, the aerobic classes, the yoga, Pilates, Zumba. There's a wide variety.
Yeah.
And they're trying to add new classes all the time.
Absolutely. Which, like you said, probably is tough with the schedule that they've got already, so busy with all the classes, but sure, they find time where they can.
And the Y, they keep a regular Facebook page and so forth like that. There's a publication that comes out where they have the program guide listed of all the programs, youth, adults. I've been a member of the Y for like 14 years.
Oh, no kidding.
So 2005 is when I started there.
So you were probably going to the Y before they did the big renovation. So you're pretty happy with the big renovation that they did? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. I started in the Y in 2005 when my oldest daughter was a member of gymnastics. She was taking actually gymnastics at another location downtown. That's when I first got into yoga, about 14 years ago.
Gotcha.
And I also started yoga at the Muscatine Y. There was a former yoga teacher that came down from the Quad Cities by the name of Larry Langley. And some of the veteran people that are still over at the Y with me are all members of that class from back about 14 years ago.
No kidding. Wow. Well, that's awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in and telling us a little bit about yoga at the YMCA this morning, John. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the
John,
opportunity.
Yeah, John Elsoff joining us this morning. Tell us a little bit about everything going on over at the YMCA. You can go take some of the yoga classes and don't miss demo week. So we're probably 5 weeks out then from the next one, or 4 weeks from the next demo week.
It'll be about 5 weeks. Yeah.
About 5 weeks, yeah. So be sure to be looking out for that. If you're not already a member, go check it out, the YMCA. They do a lot of fun stuff out there. And actually, I think... pretty sure. Yeah, I talked to Amy Hessel tomorrow. I talked to somebody from the YMCA, or maybe it might be Amy, or it could be someone from the Family Effectiveness Coalition. But absolutely. So thanks so much, John, for coming in, and be sure to keep it tuned right here. As always, for Moving Forward, brought to you by Muscatine Power and Water. If you're not hooked up to MockLink Internet, TV, or phone services, turn it on for $10 off. Turn on one and get $10 off each for 3 months. Save even more when you bundle 2 or more. Details at MPW.org. Again, I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for tuning in to Moving Forward here on the VoiceOfMuscatine.com.
This has been Moving Forward on KWPC AM 860 FM 95.1, the voice of Muscatine. Moving Forward is brought to you by MPW Digital TV and MockLink Internet, a designated Blue Zones worksite. Browse to mpw.org. And remember, Moving Forward, local guests making good things happen in the community. Weekdays at 8:15.